widespread are these alleged incidents, according to what the MPs found? How extensive was the investigation, and who did Parliament speak with? What evidence did they rely on?
So this wasn't a quick thing. This report, this study, took 2 years to put together. And in that time, the Kenyan authorities spoke to a whole range of people. They held hearings in Nairobi, near training areas. They invited public petitions, had the general public and local communities come and tell them their stories. They took submissions from survivors, from local elders, from county officials, from human rights organizations, and from investigative journalists also who've been following this story for a number of years. They also had to get a written statement from BAT UK and the UK Ministry of Defence, which is important because it means that the UK Parliament have to be able to test their own army's narrative against the evidence from the ground. And of course, they have to be given a right to reply. And based on that material, that 2-year investigation, it becomes clear that this is not just a handful of incidents, one over there, one over there. This reveals a systemic pattern by BAT UK, by British soldiers, that means that these problems are systemic. You have the systemic issues of repeated sexual conduct over decades. 70s, 80s, 90s, and more recently, like we talked about, it reveals a pattern of environmental violations and a culture where, in their own words, British troops have been seen by the locals as untouchable and also an occupying force. They reference in the report the multiple killings, the assaults, the scores of women, hundreds of women alleging abuse, as well as those women who, the British soldiers have fathered their children and just abandoned them. You've got that huge fire that I talked about that burned 10,000 to 12,000 acres in 2021 as well. You've got the ongoing injuries left behind from the unexploded bombs from the ordnance left on the land. What this report establishes over the 2 years it took to bring everything together, that this is systemic. And like I said, that the British soldiers were an occupying force in the land.